So as of recent, Sega has been slowly rolling out information for Sonic Frontiers, whether that would be gameplay, or just interviews, or just demos, stuff like that. We're learning more and more about Sonic Frontiers. But one thing that's been bad about this whole thing is the marketing. From showing old builds to locking demos behind doors, it's insane to me. So in today's video, I thought I would go through pretty much all the information we know about the game so far and merging it into one concise video, including some things you may not know about the game, some stuff that's not really common knowledge yet. So let's get into it, starting with the story. So Ian Flynn is going to have involvement with the story. He quotes, collaborating with Sega for the story. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean he's writing the whole story, but he has involvement with it. It's also confirmed by Takashi Iizuka that he's going to be writing the dialogue for Sonic and other characters, which is really cool because the writing for the IDW comics is really good, and Sonic Forces, for example, pretty much the whole meta era so far has had really awful writing, so this is a good sign that Sonic Frontiers will have better writing than those games. There's also going to be a tie-in prologue animation, which was announced at the Sonic Central event. And if you didn't watch that, I really don't blame you, it was kind of boring, but they announced this, and it will star Knuckles, so it's nice that we'll be getting some Sonic Frontiers story before the game launches. And certain leaks and rumors have also suggested that Tails and Amy will have involvement with Frontier's story. This is cool to see. These characters haven't really had a big spotlight since like freaking Unleashed, so this is cool to see. I'm really glad that Amy is going to get some action in Sonic Frontiers, hopefully. But yeah, they'll be having involvement with the story in some way, shape, or form. So we all know by now that Sonic Frontiers will have combat, but many don't know that there will be a skill tree where you can unlock new abilities for Sonic. Many who got to play Frontiers at the Summer Game Fest demo mention a skill tree. Here's a screenshot from that demo right here. Sorry if it's kind of blurry, it's just a leaked screenshot from somebody who happened to walk by or something like that. That's why it's so blurry. Sega was actually blocking people from recording footage of the demo for some reason. But here we go, this is the skill tree. It looks pretty simple like any other skill tree in any game. But this just shows that there's many abilities that Sonic can unlock, and many that we have not seen yet. We've seen the spin cycle, which has been one of the abilities that the gameplay really likes to show, and this looks really cool. But there's also going to be more abilities that Sonic can unlock. A lot more abilities, actually. We also have a level system where you can upgrade certain stats up to 50 levels, like speed, strength, that kind of thing. As evidenced by this screenshot right here, we can see it in the bottom left corner. Now, one huge aspect of Sonic Frontiers that has not been revealed yet, at least by the time I'm making this video, is the cyberspace levels. Leaks and the hands-on video with IGN mention linear stages that can be accessed from the open world. These stages are similar to Generations gameplay-wise, where it has the boost gameplay and you just boost through the level and get to the end. There was some very faint leaked footage from Summer Games Fest demo that shows these cyberspace levels. Some people mention how they look very similar to Generations levels. I mean, this one looks kind of like Sky Sanctuary, and this one looks kind of like Green Hill. But to be honest, in my opinion, especially with the Sky Sanctuary one, I don't think it does. I mean, these look like tall buildings in my opinion, something that Sky Sanctuary does not have. So I really hope they're not just reusing levels. Reusing some assets from levels, sure man, that's fine. But going and reusing completely, just reusing Generations levels? Come on man, that's lazy. Another thing we know from the leaks in Summer Game Fest demo is that leaked footage from the demo shows that Chaos Emeralds are indeed back, meaning that you most likely collect them from cyberspace levels. And that means pretty much that Supersonic is confirmed for the game at this point, because, I mean, why would you have Chaos Emeralds in your game with no Supersonic? That doesn't really make much sense. Old leaks have actually predated the initial reveal of Frontiers back in May of last year that mentioned Chaos Emeralds and Supersonic Final Boss. So, and those leaks have also correctly predicted different things about the game, like the open world and cyberspace and that kind of thing. So it's really cool to see that Supersonic is most likely coming back for Frontiers. Another thing that many leaks have suggested are islands, specifically the Starfall Islands. Now this isn't really a leak, but it was actually mentioned on the Frontiers website that the islands Sonic explores in this game are called the Starfall Islands. Now many leaks have suggested that there are at least 4 islands that Sonic can travel to throughout the game that will differ in terrain and just general aesthetic. Supposedly, we have only seen footage from the first island so far, which, I mean, it's kind of a relief, really, because if all the islands look just like a grassy terrain, no, we need some variety, I mean, come on now. But it was rumored that there will be 7 islands. However, This was most likely a mistranslation, unfortunately. Next up, we have different modes and control customization. Many people who had the chance to play Frontiers have revealed a number of control options. These include 2 separate modes, one focused on combat and one focused on speed. I don't know if this was just for the demo or not, but I really hope it is, because I don't know if I like having 2 separate modes. It has also been mentioned how there are multiple sliders that adjust Sonic's speed, acceleration, resistance, and much more. Basically, Sega doesn't want to refine the physics themselves, they're just letting you do it. So I don't really like that. I hope this was just like a tech demo thing and not really something that the public was supposed to access. It's just not really necessary in my opinion. I mean, it's basically like all these options could give you a completely different experience from somebody else, which is why I don't really like it that much. Now, the playtime of the game. Kishimoto, the game's director, stated in an interview that the game will take an average player 20 to 30 hours to finish. He also mentioned that it can take up to double the time for full 100% completion. This is absolutely great news, fantastic news. Sonic games for the past decade have been only a few hours long at most, and I am really glad that I'm going to be able to pour hours upon hours into this game 100%ing it. Oh, you know I'm definitely 100% in this game. Now, hopefully it's not as hard to 100% as it is like with Unleashed, but hey, I'm still going to do it regardless. But I really like that there's going to be extra content and extra collectibles in this game for completionists like myself to collect. That's good. Also, it's worth mentioning that the IGN footage we've seen are from old builds of the game, because newer footage from the game suggests that IGN has been showcasing an older build of the game, which doesn't really make any sense to me. The newer footage looks much more polished, and it just looks better visually, especially running at 60 FPS. This was confirmed in the IGN Impressions video, where he mentioned that he was playing an early build. This is just another example of Sega's bad marketing. Why give IGN an older build of the game? I just don't understand. I really don't. The final thing we're going to talk about in today's video is a supposed release date. Now, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. This is not 100% confirmed. But a PlayStation database leak, I'm pretty sure it was the same leak that leaked the Sonic Origins key art, suggests that Frontiers could be releasing on November 15th. Which is really no surprise, since Sonic games almost always launch in November, but again, this isn't 100% confirmed by any means, but it is worth noting. Again, a November release date is really nothing new for Sonic. So that's going to go ahead and end off today's video, guys. I hope this cleared some things up about Sonic Frontiers. Hopefully we'll get more news about this game very soon, including Cyberspace, and just a full trailer release date, and I might make a follow-up video to this, discussing even more things you may not know about the game when all that information comes out. But with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.